Cornball, Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. Well, one day, when I was working in the Scranton, Pennsylvania swimming pool, I was one of the few white lifeguards. I was probably the only white lifeguard. Well, Corn Pop was causing some problems. And I told him, hey, pal, you listen here. I'm going to take this chain and wrap it around your head. And, he jumped in the pool anyway, and, all that grease from his hair got all in the pool. So then all the kids, they ran out of the pool because they didn't know what it was. Because the chlorine at the time, whenever you got that oil from your hair inside the pool, the chlorine would show, it showed purple. So there's all this purple liquid in the water, and it scared all the kids half to death. Anyway, the maintenance guys, they had to come in. Not a joke. Not hyperbole. Not hyperbole. Where was I? So, maintenance had to come and clean all that purple stuff. And only God knows what else was in the pool at the time, because back in those days, anyway. Well, so after the pool's all clean, the children, they flocked to me because I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, and it's straight, but then they watch the hair come back up again. So I learned about roaches, and I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I love kids jumping on my lap. Will you just shut up, man? It's not who we are, folks. This is the United States of America! For God's sake! That's why I ran for president in the first place, folks. It's not a joke. Ever since Charlottesville, all these neo-Nazis and white supremacists, they came out of the woodworks with their fangs bursting out of their mouth and their veins popping out of their head. And they're just saying anti-Semitic bile. And what did the president at the time say? He said there's fine people, very fine people on both sides. We can't have that, folks. Guess what? I signed the bill. I got 81 million votes. That's right. Because if I was in high school and if Donald Trump, Donald whatever, if he was back in my old school in Scranton, I tell you what, man, I'd take him behind the dumpster and I'd beat the hell out of him. I mean, guys like that, just straight jerks. Why you getting nervous, man? I'll tell you what, man. Everybody's voting for Hillary Clinton this time around. Come on, man. I mean, look at this guy. You see who this guy is. You see how he talks. You see how he treats people. Come on, man. Come on. Everybody knows who this guy is. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, my vice president, Harris, she is the most qualified. Even more so than me. Because guess what, folks? Diversity is not a weakness. It's our strength. You know why? I'll tell you. We're the United States of America. And I approve this message. My campaign, if you want to donate, folks, all you have to do is text 30300 or no, 30330 C3PO, whatever. I mean, folks, when I was a kid, my grandpa and I would go out running errands, and there were two men who, they were dressed awfully smart, very smartly dressed. And this is in the 1920s, okay, folks? Long time ago, forever ago. And one of the guys, he kisses the other one. And I looked at my grandpa, and I said, Grandpa, and without missing a beat, my grandpa said, they love each other, Joey. That's all that matters. That's the type of mentality we need in this country. That's just what it is. Okay? Now, you can listen to my press secretary, the Circle Back Girl, Jen Psaki. If you have any questions, she's great. And if you don't believe her, you can talk to my other press secretary, the new gal. She's great. Corinne Jean-Pierre. Okay? Just think about it. Think about everything we've gotten done these past 4 years. And now you're telling me Japan is gonna eat our lunch? Come on, man. I'm just saying. It's just ridiculous. It's not hyperbole. It's not a joke. I remember my boss. What's his name? Obama. Yeah, we used to go jogging together on the golf course. And Obama insisted, hey, we need to use our golf cart. And I told him, no, we don't. We can get exercise like we did 100 years ago. We walk on the trail, and then we start jogging all over again. And that's just how things were. We didn't need all these golf carts when we ran track. We didn't need all these automobiles when we had horses. It was fine, folks. But guess what? Everybody's gonna have an electric vehicle. From now on, if I sign this executive order, we're gonna get new electrical plants. We're gonna get new plants so people can drive. Well, don't drive a Tesla because we don't like that guy. You'll have a hybrid car if you need one, folks. Who cares if there's not enough electrical plugs on the highway to go around? It's okay, because guess what? We're working on it. We've done so much, folks. I mean, let me put it this way. I cannot even keep track of everything I do because I'm just so busy. I need a log. I keep a notebook, and half the time, I don't even write in it. because I'm so busy. I was just talking to the Ukraine president last week. I was just in Israel the week before. I was on Fox News, for Christ's sake. And they say Biden is afraid of the press. This is news to me, guys. I mean, folks, this Russian disinformation, it has to stop. It has to stop. People talking about my family members' journals, my family members' laptops. It's all Russian disinformation. And one more thing. You're not going to catch COVID if you get the vaccines. Hey, if Dr. Fauci says wear a mask, just do it. Why do people today have to be so gosh darn stubborn? I would curse, but I don't want to get in trouble because on second thought, I really need to be somewhere, folks. I'm not even supposed to be here for another 5 seconds because if I'm late to my flight, we're going to have to schedule a whole nother flight. And that's a whole nother story, folks. I remember it was 1962. I was in Las Vegas. And there was a party. My uncle at the time, he was throwing a birthday party. So me and my Scranton family, everybody, we were all out to Vegas on a trip. True story. Well, we're at this party, man, and I'm not one to gamble, but it takes place in a casino. So I said, what the hell? Anyway, we order our food, and my mom says, hey, Joey, what do you want? And I was like, Mom, we're at a casino. You're not supposed to eat food at a casino. You know, this is the place where people gamble. They have their little chips. They have their little playing cards. Do you know what goes on in places like that? In Las Vegas? And now you want me to order a steak? It's ridiculous. I mean, anyway. So anyway, I ordered a lemonade, and the waitress, what the hell? She brings my lemonade to me with no ice, and it was about half full. I said, hey dear, excuse me, you're gonna have to add more sugar in this lemonade. Get it? It was already half full, and I wanted her to fill the other half with sugar. Get it? Not a joke. Not a joke. Anyway, hell of a party. We all had a good time. Me and my brother, we're the only ones that night who didn't gamble because, you know, I'm straight-laced. I don't believe in all that. Anyway, fast forward when I was running for president, what's that thing? The Constitution? They say, for God's sake, all men and women are created by you know the thing. My point is, folks, Donald Duck, Trump, this guy is a bad guy. He's even worse than Corn Pop. He's worse than Mussolini. He's worse than Genghis Khan. He's just a bad, bad guy. And I beat him once, and I'll beat him again. And even if he does win, guess what? I'm going to run again in 2028. And I'm going to make sure that they don't do me like they did Bernie Sanders and like they do all the others. You're not kicking me out my own party. Because you know why? I'm the most popular president in the world. I got 81 million votes. Gosh dang it. Anyway, I gotta go, folks. if I don't leave right now, my wife is gonna scream at me. Hey, I'm Joe Biden, and I'm Jill Biden's husband. That's Jill Biden, and she's Joe Biden's wife. Okay? And my son Hunter, he's the smartest guy I know. That's why I'm pardoning him, Dr. Fauci, and all the other do-gooders. Because they didn't commit any crimes, folks. Why does this guy on the other side of the aisle with his MAGA hat and his red shirts all the time and his extreme ultra MAGA Republicans, why do they get away with everything? Best believe I'm gonna pardon my whole family. I'm gonna pardon my unborn great-great-great-grandkids. You know why? Because I'm the president and I have a pen, the stroke of a pen. That's why, folks. And guess what? Me and Michelle Obama and George Bush, we're all going out to dinner after this. And you're not invited. You know why? Because we're the cool kids and you're not. But still, even if you're not invited, folks, vote, vote, vote. And remember, donate 30330, and we're gonna build back better.